We lost the gentle and fierce and kind and thoughtful, analytical and courageous warrior for racial and economic justice this week. Reverend Dr. Nelson Johnson, civil rights organizer, Greensboro Massacre survivor, pastor, community organizer, revolutionary, poor people's advocate, truth and reconciliator, husband, father, grandfather, friend, and mentor, joined the ancestors earlier this week. For anyone interested and available, his family, friends, and loved ones, the Beloved Community Center and the Faith Community Church, two institutions he helped found, are holding open reflections Monday through Wednesday and the viewing, visitation, and funeral this Thursday, February 20th in Greensboro, North Carolina. It feels like a fitting time for Reverend Johnson's spirit of resistance and persistence to join the heavens, to be lifted to the skies, to rain down power and courage and strength and solidarity right now. We can draw so many lessons from Reverend Jay's life to this moment in these yet to be United States. I hope that God helps us to do just that. Reverend Dr. Nelson Johnson lived a long life, as Mrs. Rosa Parks would call her own, a long life of being rebellious. Born into a family of sharecroppers, able to tie his roots to enslavement and abolition, active as a young person in the cause of racial justice, a leader in the Black freedom struggle his whole life, a revolutionary who stared down white supremacy and state-sponsored violence in the eye and did not back down, a Christian peacemaker and justice soldier who stayed in a community that refused to reckon with its complicity in violence and racial terror until he shepherded a process of truth and reconciliation, a militant advocate, an intellectual and organizer for workers and the dispossessed. And in his last years, when I got to know him so well, an elder who worked to pass all the lessons of his life as a Southern anti-racist agitator and educator to generations of activists and community leaders. There's little that Reverend Nelson Johnson did and lived to tell the story about that we do not desperately need at a time when unbridled racists have power over all branches of government, when billionaires and the truly and sickly wealthy are molding the economic and political power structure of the nation and world in their image, not God's, and when those impacted by social, political, economic, and spiritual injustices of our time must come together across division, hate, lies, and greed to build a faith community church, to build a beloved community center where indeed we can be inspired by Reverend Dr. Nelson Johnson to be like trees planted by the water, because we shall not be moved. He surely was not. Presente, and long live Reverend Dr. Nelson Johnson.